Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves in Turks and Caicos. Oh no wait, we're back on Arabia to witness a match between Turks and Berbers played by Mihai and Barles. Now before we get into the actual game, I do want to point out a few mods that I did install. The first one tells you what kind of building is being constructed. The second makes relics a little bit easier to see with a nice cute golden star on top. And the third one we'll get to see hopefully soon. Makes the palisade walls a little crisper and cleaner and adds a little bit of color to them. Now, this match I'm excited to cast because this is a true underdog story. Take a look at the Elos at the top of your screen. Mihai sitting at 2446, Barles at 2643. So, aside from these Elos, I also think the Civ matchup favors Barles, but we'll get into that, I guess, right now. The Turks. This is a civilization that is about one thing and mainly one thing only. That brown, that saltpeter. Yes, I'm talking about gunpowder. Gunpowder units are created faster, have extra HP, come with cheaper technologies, including chemistry for free, and some gunpowder units, like the bombard cannon, can be upgraded to give them extra range. Now take a look. You'll see this is now a lumber camp by virtue of this axe here. Now, to support these gunpowder units, which are, as all the players of this game know, incredibly expensive, gold miners do work 20% faster for the Turks. Their unique unit is, you guessed right, the Janissary, basically a more expensive, less accurate hand cannoneer with more range, more HP, better attack, and more armor. But unlike the regular hand cannoneer, it does not come with an attack bonus against infantry. Now, before you think gunpowder is all the Turks have, think again. They come with a number of pretty cool cavalry-related bonuses and features. Their light cav and hussar upgrades are free, and those units do come with extra pierce armor automatically. So the second the Turks hit Castle Age, the second they hit Imperial, they do have access to the top-of-the-line scout cavalry line units. Now, aside from that, their mounted archer units can be upgraded to get extra HP, so we'll be interested to see if Mihai goes that route, especially with the latest changes to the patch for cavalry archers. Now, opposing the Turks, we have the Berbers, a civ that pushes its players to the welcoming embrace of the cavalry line by making stable units 15% cheaper in Castle and 20% cheaper in Imperial. Their villagers start the game moving a little bit faster than usual, which makes early game aggression very, very plausible for this civilization. You know, quicker moving units do gather and accumulate resources much quicker for the player, and so more resources means more money to spend on units. Now, they can upgrade their camel units to regenerate health, which is actually a fantastic upgrade for them, because their first unique unit is the Camel Archer, basically a mounted archer unit with an attack bonus against other cavalry archers. I apologize, I shouldn't say other cavalry archers, I mean actual horse-based cavalry archers, and they are a Camel Archer. They also have a second unique unit, which is the Genitower, basically a mounted skirmisher that can be produced once Barles hits Castle Age. So, why did I call this game an underdog story besides the elos of the players, which I mentioned, which, by the way, both of these are ludicrously high, so I'm expecting to see a very good game out of both players. The reason is I think the Berbers are generally a better civ for an open map like Arabia due to their mobility. I think the Berber Camel Archer, their unique unit, counters the standard Turk meta, which is reliance on cavalry archers. That reliance is now completely nullified by the Camel Archer. I think the Berber cheaper stable units do, they beat out the extra armor that the Turks get and the free upgrades that they get to light cav and hussar. Tony the Tiger taking an early swipe at some of these militia and paying the price for it. And lastly, I think if at the end of the day this game comes down to a good old-fashioned trash war, the Turks are just abysmal on the whole when it comes to trash units. I think the Berbers easily knock them out of the park when it comes to that. However, as I like to say, as is I think true, more depends on the actual players than the civilizations themselves. These are two very experienced players, two very fantastic players. So let's see how this game progresses and unfolds. For now, Mihai and Barles both going up to Feudal. Barles about a minute and 10 seconds faster, so a significant advantage for him. like I said, those Berber villagers do walk 10% faster. So although they gather resources at the same rates, they do drop them off faster, which you can see exactly what that means. And he's going to feudal on the back of fewer villagers because of that. Now let's quickly take a look at their bases while these militias do basically nothing. Okay, Barles is completely open. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Both his primary resources are very much in the forward position. Terrible location here. This is very cool. The cutlasses showing you that this is, in fact, a barracks. On the other hand, Mihai, basically similar position. Where are his resources? Gold to the front. Okay, so his stone is in the back. Okay, so situational advantage here, very slightly going to Mihai, and he is in fact the one putting on the pressure. They are both, while I've been rambling about where the gold is, are now in feudal. Let's see what they do. Both now sitting on the same villager count, both going up to around 23, 24 villagers. Economic upgrades going down for our Turk, who is still out on the map with these militia. One does get sniped. Okay, Barles takes the high ground, so it should be... Oh, wow, brings the whole family. This is a village event here. A spearman, a scout, and a villager all needed to take out this one militia. One or two swipes away from killing this scout cav is that one villager. She goes back to hammering the shit out of this house to build it up because he is 5 population away from being supply blocked. So houses on the menu for both players. Let's see what they've built while they were in feudal. An archery range for our Turkish player, an archery range for our Berber player. Okay, so I wanted to show you quickly. So this is the new mod. This is what palisade walls are going to look like when you watch my videos. I think it's very cool. The colors, the just the design, all of it's super duper cool. Big shout out, big thank you to Poop Lord, a fellow YouTuber who just loves this game so much. Watching his streams and his videos did introduce me to these mods, so forever thankful. Hat tip to you. And what are the players doing? Both are investing in, I would say, not the biggest of feudal armies here, but what does Barles have? He's got his original scout going up to 2 skirmishers and a spearman. Our purple Turk, a defensive tower here. Okay, so he expects some kind of archer aggression out of our Berber player, and he's not wrong with 3 skirmishers. He himself is going up to 5 archers, 2 spearmen, and his original scout, which is still out here on the map with 0 kills and 4 HP. Let's see what the players have seen of each other's base. Mihai has basically seen all of Barles' base. I mean, look at this fantastic vision and scouting here. He's seen everything. Mihai, what is this? About 60% of the base has not seen the back, has not seen the east or the south. So advantage here to Mihai. We'll see what he can do with it. For now, 2 skirmishers are enough to shoo away this force. I don't know why. He should turn around with these spearmen and just attack these skirmishers, get into their minimum range, and try to do as much damage as possible. What he shouldn't do is just stop midway and take a bunch of damage from his archers. Basically, one is about to die, and I see some blue dots coming in from the right. So that weakened archer does die. Little mistake here by Mihai, but he does manage to get a bunch of Barles' units. So is it really a mistake? Not really. Okay. Very low stakes, you know, feudal aggression out of both players. Okay, wheelbarrow going down for our Turkish player. He's very confident in his economic ability. That upgrade rather takes a long time to research. It is 175 food, so it does detract from your ability to go up to castle as fast as possible. And both players just expanding their bases. We've got a market. You can't see this, but behind this is a nice dollar sign to indicate, oh, there it is, to indicate that it is a market. I love these mods. Super cool. So hat tip to the developer. I think it's An_HK. And I think both players here are basically done in feudal, right? I mean, they're going up to 500 gold or so each. Gold advantage naturally goes to our Turk by virtue of faster gold miners. But Barles is not far behind. He's 16 gold away from having the gold he needs. And let's see what happens here. I'm excited to see a Castle Age clash between these two players. Like I said, I spent a lot of time in the beginning going over the civs. What is this? A blacksmith. Okay. I spent a lot of time going over the civs in the beginning of the games. I like to give you guys a sense of what we could potentially see and the strengths and weaknesses of the civilizations. I think that having such a differentiation between civs is one of the things that makes this game super fun, and having the ability to counter units or using civ attributes to your advantage is a very high kind of level 4D chess thing that super expert players are fantastic at, and all the rest of us are pretty good at too. So when the players rush to castle, I think, and which by the way they both are about 7 in-game seconds away from each other, so no real difference in the players, except that Barles is going up on the back of more villagers. I think, again, because his villagers do move faster, he can produce more of them and have them be more efficient. I just love when players rush to castle, because it means we're going to hopefully see a big old clash. For now, they're building infrastructure. Let's try to divine what the players are going to go. We've got 2 archery ranges, a stable, and a barracks for our Berber player. And we've got 1 archery range with 2 archers being built and a barracks for our Turk. Are any of the players putting villagers on stone? Not really. 3 stone for Mihai, who preemptively takes out Tony the Tiger, who is now, rest in peace. Second town center going down for both players. And nice, we've got our first genitors. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that unit. But here they come. Let's take a look when they pop out. If they pop out. Okay, no, they don't. They instead, they go inside. The flag goes up. And so now we've got 10 crossbows here on the side of his base. These genitors should, in a good enough quantity, take care of these crossbows very quickly. A third town center going down for a Turk. Perfect location next to gold. All of his town centers are next to gold, by the way, which is amazing. And where is our Berber player taking his gold? He's got 0 villagers on gold and 0 villagers on stone. Okay. Is he planning on going full trash against the Turks, which, as I said, their trash game is abysmal. He's got nothing except these 13 crossbows, so trash might work here, going up to 8 genitors. And what are the players building? Okay, monastery going down for our Turk. More houses, I guess in theory, being produced. The production has stopped. He is non-stop pouring in these crossbows. Okay, I apologize. I paused there for a second. I wanted to see if any would die to the town center fire, but he was quick enough. And look at these beautiful genitors. I mean, they need the high ground ASAP. And we've got a few skirmishers flying from the south, but they're on the low ground. They're not going to do too much. Okay, separates a few, tries to get Mihai to focus on those. But my God, what a trade here for Barles. He loses 1 genitor in exchange for, what was this, 12 crossbows? This last one, basically, he's not long for this world. A few more projectiles, and he's gone. So there we go. Mihai no longer has an army. He is literally at 0 military count. A third town center going down for Barles in a nice, sneakier location here in the back. Not too sure what to think of this. It does give him access to wood, lots of space for farms. But now he's on the map with these guys. They move. Let's see their speed. 1.49. This is a fast unit. That's why I was talking about mobility earlier on. I mean, they are weak units. Look at this. They attack on a 5. Like I said, basically a mounted skirmisher. I think they deal the exact same bonus, or rather they have the exact same bonuses as a regular skirmisher, except I think the elite Genitower has an extra bonus against, I want to say, archers. Instead of +4, it's +5. Don't quote me, even though I am the caster. I do think I'm right, though, as I always do. But let's see what this mangonel can do here from our Turk. Gets one shot off, gets a little bit of HP off of them. Man, can they take a punch? Their HP, by the way, is at 70 because of bloodlines. And so in addition to being faster than skirmishers, having that +1 attack in the elite version over the skirmishers, and they're just so much tankier. I mean, look how much he's getting done with these guys. Behind this, what is he building here? A university. You can tell a little graduation cap. Very cute mod. And now he's here. Compare this to the standard skirmisher play. By now, these skirmishers would still be somewhere around here with their movement speed. But 1.49, my god, is that fast. Okay, both players, let's take a look at their economies. Okay, first castle going down for our Turkish player. Fantastic. Let's see where they stand in terms of how, you know, how much they can support military engage at the moment. 76 villagers for our purple Turk. And 70 for our blue Berber, whose base is a little bit further apart. I don't mind this at all. I think this, for what the Turks can produce at this stage of the game, a town center is more than enough defense. And we have our first 2 Janissaries out. Amazing. Amazing. I love to see it. And now he's back. Look at this, how annoying he's being with just 4 units by virtue of their speed. A 4th town center next to the gold. He's finally got 10 villagers on gold. But he needs to get some castles up. Otherwise, our Turkish player might just swamp him with cavalry archers. No? I mean, he doesn't have the resources yet for them or the infrastructure, I don't think. But it's always a possibility when you're playing against the Turk. Okay, and a 4th town center for our Turk going down. Both players, very similar play style. Our purple Turk opting... Okay, that was a decent hit. Opting for siege here to help defend his base. He's got 2 scorpions. He should shoo away these Janitars pretty well. I don't think they'll kill more than 1, if even that. A lot more depends on Barles stopping to attack the villagers than the actual firing of these purple scorpions. And now 2 more full health Janitors come while the scorpions are moving eastwards. He comes to the west and just is annoying as hell. That being said, our Turkish player is on the map finally with 4 Janissaries and a Mangonel. What's their base accuracy? 50%. So dog shit accuracy, but my god, when they hit at a 17, they can pack a punch. Let's see what the Janitors have to say about this. He's got to be careful of the Mangonel. Doesn't seem like the Mangonel can one-shot them like a skirmisher, but holy shit, do they destroy Janissaries. Amazing. Amazing micro here out of Barles. I mean, saves all of his units. Gets 4 Turkish Janissaries for free. We'll see if he manages to get this Mango, which is... I mean, keep going. Keep going. Why did you stop? Okay, he's just going to target the villager. I mean, you know that. Okay, finally decides to come back. Does get 1 unlucky Genitar who dies. The villager, of course, does die also. And we'll see how far these... I'm just going to call them Jennies because I don't know how to pronounce their name. We'll see how far these Jennies decide to chase after the Mango. Oh, that was a mistake here by Barles. Another castle going down by our Turk, who has 13 villagers on stone. Okay, so we know what he's planning on doing. Let's see how many stables he's got. Or, sorry, not stables. Archery rangers. Still just the 1. Okay, so he, I guess, agreed with my assessment. Although the assessment came after the fact that cavalry archers is not the way to play against the Berbers, who have access to so many counter units to cavalry archers. Oh no, this one poor villager did not hear the bell toll, and she pays the price. Oh no. Okay, finally a castle out of our Berber player. I love this positioning. Absolutely love this. King of the hill over here. I mean, this might be the same elevation here, so good job choosing a castle. Oh my god. That outpost sees it, though, immediately. Lucky break here for our purple Turk, who is spotting the entire map using his outposts. Okay, but the villagers do pay the price. More Genitars. 1 convert. We've got our first Turkish Jenny, but he is not long for this world. Oh no, let's see what happens here. God, are they weak against siege. But now, yeah, the full might of the Turkish siege does shift west and pushes these jennies away. Another siege workshop coming out here. He expects mounted, some kind of mounted ranged units out of the blue Berber, which is not wrong. And brilliant move here, walling off. I mean, he knows this entire chunk is open though, right? I mean, this is what you have to do. Remember that game I casted a few days ago? Beautiful castle placement, by the way, where our Slavic player was playing against the Magyars and just realized, you know what, the Magyars are going to raid the hell out of me. They're super fast. Why don't I just build 14 castles everywhere? And that way, anytime they try to attack, they run face first into castles. So I think this is a similar strategy here by our Purple Turk, who has ringed his entire base. I mean, take a look. He's got a castle in the east, a castle in the north, a castle in the west. I would love to see some walls here just because you don't want to have to deal with this all game. They're so annoying, these jennies. Mihai hits Imperial. Barles not far behind at all. Yeah, I mean, this is good in theory, but I don't like that this is still open. But what can he do? He's not going to delete that farm. Okay, our Berber player also putting down castles around his base. So both players taking a more defensive approach. Another convert going down. We're getting Hussar upgrades, conscription, bracer. Our Turk is getting conscription, ballistic, leather archer armor. We are going to see a good old-fashioned horse war. Whether those horses attack with swords or whether they attack with bows and arrows doesn't really matter. Let's see a nice fast game here. Yeah, more chain barding armor going down. Military count's not great at the moment. Both players sitting on almost identical villager count though. 135 for our Purple Turk, 139 for our Blue Berber, who, by the way, still has so many annoying little, you know, companies of soldiers just being so freaking distracting here. I mean, how annoying is it when you're trying to get your economy roaring, when you're trying to get your military production up, that you have to turn around and deal with 4 super weak? I mean, he could probably attack with his villagers, no? I mean, look how weak there's literally 51 HP of jennies here. And these ones, are not being microed, so they will die to this mangonel. Okay, what is he researching here? Bloodlines. So our Turkish player is pivoting a little bit to cavalry. Oh, you love to see it. 25 Janissaries. Yeah, look at our Turk. Bloodlines, husbandry, scale barding armor himself. On the other hand, our Berber, who is now, as I said, raiding with his mobility, getting more plate barding armor, chemistry. So his castles are going to pack a punch. He's going up to 29 of these Hussars. Splits one off to do, you know, be as annoying as possible. Sitting at a +1/+2 upgrade. Oh, heavy camel riders for our Turk. Interesting. That's just definitely one way. Oh, God. Ouch. That is very annoying. Purple needs to wall that off immediately. As I was saying, camels, definitely one way to counter Hussars, but not in the long run. You cannot counter a unit that's pure food with a unit that's food and gold. Because as the Turks, you need that gold for your gunpowder units. Otherwise, you're going to run out of gold, and when you run out of gold, you lose the game. As I said, their trash units are terrible. And engage here in the center of the map. I give this to the Janissaries. Yeah, especially if they retreat into the castle range. My God, do they pack a punch. Like I said, base accuracy is horrible, but when those bullets do hit... Okay, managed to clean up. So our Turkish player is stabilized. He desperately needs to wall off more portions of his base, like yesterday. Otherwise, this is going to be the name of the game here. Mihai is going to just keep sending 8 to 15 units. They're going to get progressively stronger as he upgrades them. I mean, take a look. Blast furnace, ring archer armor. Oh, nice. I was going to say, why is he investing so much into archer upgrades? Because we're going to see camel archers. So, zero chance in hell that our Turkish player is going cavalry archers at this point. But heavy camels and Janissaries are a force to be reckoned with. You do not want to meet those head on the battlefield. And yeah, look, this is what I was talking about. How many is this? 12. I said 8 to 15, right? He's going to lose a bunch of them to castle fire. At the same time, though, massive engage in the center of the scheme. We'll keep an eye out on these hussars at the bottom. But he's got to engage. These camels are going to decimate these archers. Although, do they actually get a bonus against other camel units? I'll have to take a look after the game. If somebody knows, please do comment below. One Treb working away at a castle with a high ground is going to take a while for that Treb to do anything, although a second one is on its way. My god, thumb ring, hoardings. The only thing that he's not getting is the standard upgrade that they never get, which is murder holes. Neither player. I don't get it. Oh, these hand cannoneers, these janissaries. But like I said, you're exchanging trash units here, which are the Berber hussars, for a very expensive heavy camel unit on the part of the Turks. So even though he took a better engage, I think overall, I mean, look at how many hussar wings there are on the ground. You know, overall resources spent, you've lost a lot more gold. And gold is a much scarcer resources in this game. I don't need to tell any of you guys. Okay, perfect. More wall-offs. Okay, I mean, Mihai is playing this about as well as he can. I would love to see hussars out of him. He has 7, going up to 9. He's got to be careful. I mean, this is the backbone of his army. I think if he stays on janissaries with some kind of support, oh god, what a massacre here of villagers. I'm gonna highlight all these. 13 kills so far, although a bunch of them died, so the counter is a little skewed. My god, what an annoying raid to have to deal with. Is this still open? I can't tell. It might be still open. Even with that castle there, that castle is not going to deter, rather, our blue Berber, who now is pushing in with 3 of his own trebs from the higher ground. Or is it? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. And now these hussars are just going to shred through these trebs. Wow. So he's been, our Turk has been knocked down to 18 janissaries. Wisely puts them into the castle. They were being decimated by these camel archers, which are now elite. But the janissaries are elite too. Base accuracy has gone up to 65%. And when the ball does land, my god, 22 damage. Okay, finally, we've got a hussar war. Let's take a look at upgrades on our hussars. Our Berber is sitting at a +4, +3. Our Turk at a +1, +3. Yeah, our Turk needs to get those numbers up. He's got to get the upgrades. Bet he wishes he was playing Magyars where those attack upgrades were free, huh? As I was talking about in that game I casted a few days ago, it's not just the cost, it's the time. Blast Furnace takes 100 seconds. That's 100 seconds that your army is getting taken to school by the much more powerful... Oh, yeah, he's throwing away units. Okay, one Treb does go down. He's got this bombard cannon here. He's got to be careful, though. It is... Yeah, it dies. No, does it? No, it dies. I got excited, then disappointed, then excited. These are the highs and lows of Age of Empires for me as a caster. Just love seeing all the destruction, the death, as one of my favorite casters, Mem likes to say, brutality. Nothing like the Spanish R rolling to make that word sound even better. And now the players have disengaged. Army count, not terrible for Mihai here, but again, he's got to get the upgrades up. These are fully upgraded hussars against a much weaker upgraded hussar. I mean, like I said, take a look. It comes with the extra pierce armor here, which should be fine against, you know, the camel archers, but not against these hussars. They don't care about your pierce armor. A very forward castle here by Barles, who is now shifting the theater of war westward, catching reinforcements. That's unfortunate. You do not want to be losing these janissaries Mihai has got 54 on food. Where the hell are his hussars? Sorry, I want to watch this engage, and then I want to zoom out and see Mihai's production facilities. I wonder if that's what's really holding him back here. Okay, so... Okay, he's going up to 9 stables. 1, 2, 3, 4 are not done yet. So right now he's sitting at 5. Wisely goes up to 9. This is a lot of Janissaries, though. 40 Janissaries against 23 camel archers, going up to 28. Take a look at the top right of your screen. 72 hussars in production for our blue Berber player. My God, he just wants to swarm over like a tide over our purple Turk. But will our Turk let him? Oh my goodness, 19 stables. I mean, hat tip to Barles. He's got the wood, right? He's sitting on 43 villagers on wood, 68 on food. I mean, with 19 stables, maybe increase the villager count on food, but I'm not going to tell somebody with 2600 elo what the hell to do, especially not when he's 3,000 points ahead in this game at this point. And God, what a fantastic battle here that we're witnessing. Terrible for Mihai, though. Although he has evened out the military population, Barles might be in trouble later in the game because he does have 10 extra villagers. And when you're going trash war, villager count is something that a lot of players don't think about. But if you can optimize your economy, and believe me, every civ has an optimal economy. I leave it to casters and YouTubers like Spirit of the Law to tell you exactly what those are. But, you know, 145 villagers might be overkill, especially if you're going trash units like hussars, right? Imagine you delete 20 or 25 villagers and then have 20 or 25 extra hussars, which are now nice and trapped here. Although trapped with what? There's nothing here to kill them. I mean, fantastic play here by Mihai to trap them in using two markets in a house. But you have to actually kill these at some point. Does he care? He's focused on this western portion of the map. He is at 41 elite Janissaries that are just shredding, my God, through these camel archers. Yeah, he's got to disengage, though. He lost the castle. I mean, the irony here is that Barles doesn't really need to open up this part. He can just walk through here. But his hussars have been decimated in the east. I mean, look at the screen in front of you. How many hussar wings? I'm gonna watch, keep a careful eye on the stat at the end of the game and see how many hussars have died. A little farming colony here that is in dire need of some kind of protection. And now our Turkish player finally gets the penultimate attack upgrade for his hussars, but I mean, another 100 seconds and he doesn't even have the resources to research blast furnace. So he needs resources first of all, then he needs time, because right now I think he's got the stronger army, does our purple Turk, in terms of these Janissaries. But numbers wise, Barles is just gonna sweep right over him. I don't know what the hell these camel archers on the right were doing. They need to start focusing down other units. Oh, take a look at your production tab at the top right. 130 hussars being built at any given moment by our blue Berber, who is supply capped at 200 population. Our Turkish player knocked down to 150. And yeah, I think the writing is on the wall here, no? He needs more production facilities. He needs to be able to somehow keep up with the insane amount of hussars being produced by our blue Berber, who, by the way, is still raiding. Oh my God, the micro. Okay, I was hoping there wasn't a gap here. The micro out of both players here is just phenomenal. One last solitary remaining castle for our purple Turk, who has garrisoned 4 villagers and a janissary, but he has completely given up the left side of his base. He would probably be wise to wall it off here or so. I mean, it's unfortunate. You can't, as a Turk, afford to lose gold piles. That just means your army is is done, and Barles is thieving his gold here, taking it for himself. But here comes Mihai with a decent-sized body of his own Hussars, which, by the way, are still not fully upgraded. That being said, with the Janissary support, does it even matter? I mean, our blue Berber has in his queue 196 military units to be built. 196 military. He has as much in the queue. If he basically highlighted his entire army and his entire civilization, his villagers, his military, and clicked shift delete and deleted all 200, he would instantly remax in about 30 seconds. That's how crazy his economy is. So definitely a game to study here for anyone who enjoys playing Berbers. Yeah, I was going to say, because this is just a clinic of how to steamroll over an opponent who does not have good trash units. I mean, if Barles was playing a different civilization that had, as I was saying, let's say the Magyars or something, that didn't have to spend time and resources, that didn't need every dollar of gold that they could have, or euro, or you know, whatever currency it is, wherever you're watching this video from, even more stables. I mean, Barles just did a, you know, chef's kiss of a play here for the Berbers. Let's take a look at the stats, but my God, was this a clinic by him? 344 Hussars, plus, oh my God, take a look at the top of your screen. 181 Hussars in production, 35 elite camel archers. Like I said, he could literally zoom out, take his mouse, go like this, and delete every unit here in the bottom left of your screen, plus every other unit on the map, and he would remax in 30 seconds. That's how powerful his economy is. That's the power of a economic macro giant of a player like Barles. So let's take a look. APM also in his favor, 134 for Mihai. This is the unfortunate part. 150 APM is not bad. Kill count, surprisingly even, but my God, 147 villagers killed here by Barles. Mihai needs to call the United Nations ASAP. That was just a massacre of civilians. Wow, what a fantastic game here. Barles just from the beginning, after hitting Castle, maybe even in early Feudal, I think he had a few units out on the map, but nothing crazy. I think once he hit those Jennies, the Genitowers, he basically went balls to the wall aggression and would not stop. I mean, take a look at the mini map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles basically cutting the map in half. The entire northern portion from east all the way west belongs to our blue Berber player, with plenty more room to expand. I think Mihai did the right thing here to GG. He's lost this gold. He's lost this gold. So how many? This is 500 gold here and 800. So 1,300 resources of gold lost for a player who, as I said in the beginning, their entire military requires gold, except for the Hussars, which he, you know, it didn't fully upgrade. So I wish we had seen more Janissaries out of him. I think they could have countered the Hussars very well. But with shit trash units, I mean, like I said in the beginning, I really did think this was an underdog story for Mihai. And unfortunately for him, I was right. Just the Elos aside, just the civilization was, the matchup wasn't super duper equal. You know, the Turks have at their disposal some very powerful units that can crush their opponents. But when your main meta unit, which is the cavalry archer, which is what I've seen, 4 out of 5 Turkish players go cavalry archers, are countered by these beautiful units. And when your main unit is countered by Jennies and Hussars, fully upgraded, with a player who's building 200 of them at a time, 200 of them at a time. How bonkers is that? Yeah, it was a wise move here by Mihai to GG and live to fight another day. But overall, my God, what a hard fought game. Almost over 800 units killed in this game alone. An hour of bloodshed by both these players. I mean, look at Mihai. He was no slouch. He killed more military units than Barles did. Barles 423, I think, includes the 147 villagers, right? And so Mihai actually killed something like 120 more units than his opponent, or maybe not. I don't know what the math works out to be right off the top of my head, but military wise, he did get the better engagements because of these guys. I mean, look, 51 kills on the last 18. If I had highlighted the original 40 that he had, I wonder how many kills that would have been, but all of that is conjecture. What a fantastic fast game by both players. Amazing clinic put on here by Barles in terms of how to play Berbers. I'm going to zoom out again and recount the stables just because I love to see 22 stables going down for our blue Berber, who gets the big W at the end of the day, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.